Yo, what's up? I'm gonna talk about the state of Wukong right now. He's in a terrible fucking state. He's been like this for like 8 months to a year. Definitely in the past 6 months in jungle, he's been completely unplayable. And like to back that up, I can show his win rate, which I think is a good indicator of how strong a champion is. I know win rate doesn't tell the full story for in some cases. For example, let's say Malphite is a good counter pick. He will always have a good win rate because he's used specifically for counter picking full AD comps. Usually don't like blind Malphite. But for the jungle, where jungle matchups aren't really real, I think win rate is a really good indicator to show how strong a champion is. So this is for patch 13.23. Uh, if you want to see if a champion is dog shit, sort by win rate. You want to see if a champion's OP, sort ascending, descending. It's really easy. Wukong is getting outperformed by Zed. I didn't even think Zed was a jungler. Who the fuck is playing Zed jungle? Like, that's a good indicator of how fucking terrible the champion is. So let's go patch by patch and look at Wukong's win rate in normal play, in skilled play, in elite play. Let's look at the furthest we can go on this website is 13.19. It's a 47% Emerald Plus. He has 47 Master Plus. 47. 48. 47. 47. 45. 47. 47. 46. So there's a trend here. The higher elo you are, the worse this champion is. This champion is fucking unplayable in elite play. If you're above like the 1%, if you're in D1 plus, you're in Master plus, this champion is terrible. Like you are actively trolling by picking this champion. How crazy is that? So where did this begin? How did this happen? So let's go back to Wukong's history. He used to be a jungler in the old Wukong. He was reworked by Riot August, and then he was put into top lane. He was not really viable in the jungle, right? This is also a picture of Wukong. So yeah, sometimes, he gets a 43% win rate for like a duration of a patch. So let's see here. In patch 12.7, this was basically the Wukong patch for Wukong Jungle. This was the creation of Wukong Jungle. When was patch 12.7? This was April in 2022. At this point, he is so strong. He has 180% damage dealt to camps. His W can now go over walls, so he can definitely gank over certain walls. He can escape situations. He also lowered his Q cooldown. And an important thing to know about Wukong Jungler, like what is his identity? So he's usually a diver. He dives onto people and he stat checks them. So he's gonna like dive onto a Jinx, but also he can like front to back and peel a little bit. So stat check champions, they need lots of gold because they need to afford items to be stronger than whoever they're fighting, right? So the way to get gold in the jungle is based on your clear speed. You need to clear camps at a certain rate to accumulate gold throughout the game. That's a basic fundamental of jungle that Riot still doesn't understand for some reason, right? So if you look at Wukong's kit, what determines his ability to clear the jungle? And that's really his E damage to camps. Riot has Wukong by the balls. They can affect his jungle win rate without affecting his top lane win rate by increasing this one statistic, right? This damage dealt to champs affects his Raptor's clear speed. Currently, let's say you're at 14 minutes. If you try to clear Raptors on Wukong, it's going to take you like 14 or 15 seconds compared to like, let's say Hecarim at Raptors or Udyr at Raptors. They can clear it literally within 5 seconds. So if it takes you 3 times as long to clear Raptors, for example, like his clear speed sucks. It's terrible, right? Okay. This is the birth of Wukong, patch 12.7. he is strong at this point. I don't have the data right now, but yeah, trust me on the data. He has like a 52% win rate. Very strong, very high ban rate. I think he had like upwards of like a 60% ban rate at this point. Very strong. So Riot didn't balance him correctly. They failed at balancing him. He's too strong. They should have tested on the PvE. They should have asked high elo players to, give their opinion on it. Very strong, right? And then 12.10 was the durability update. He was very strong during the durability update. Top lane as well, right? 51, 52% rate top lane. And then 12.11, they finally toned him back. So 12.7 was the Wukong patch. It takes them until June to nerf him, right? So April, May, June, like 2 months, right? 2 months of him just being completely fucking broken and Riot not doing anything about it. He has 60% ban rate for 2 months or more. Like his pick ban rate is probably upwards of 80% around. Right, and then finally on wait, sorry, they nerfed him a bit, right? So he's still decent, he's quite good. An important thing to note here is that they increased his W level 1. His W now has a 22-second cooldown. Like, can you imagine having a 22-second cooldown in the jungle? If you press W on a camp, you can no longer gank for 22 seconds. So it's basically as if you don't even have a third ability because it's an investment of your resources to press that button. You can't hover and clear a camp and press W. Let's say you press W on Raptors. You can no longer gank mid for 22 seconds. Like, it's such a big issue. I wish they'd address that and reduce the level 1 cooldown while keeping the max rank cooldown high enough such that he can't spam W with high CDR later in the game. There are champions that do that, kind of like Riven. Riven E is a good example of a broken ability that has too low of a cooldown max rank. Okay, and they kind of nerf him a bit. So let's like patch 12.12. When was that? Let's see. I don't have it here actually. Oh, I do have it here. Okay, so this was, yeah, June. So they nerf him a bit in June. Actually, they kind of gut him a bit. And yeah, so they made him like, he's no longer broken at this point, right? So we talked about how his E damage to camps reduced by 40%. And also they increased his level 1 ult cooldown to 130 seconds. So now if you press R, level 6, you have over 2 minutes where you cannot fight because your champion isn't strong without ult. This is a champion that needs his ult to fight, right? Like, Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, let's close these tabs. This is also, let's say this is a screenshot of me playing Wukong jungle from May 16th. I was fucking stomping on him. I hit master for the first time on jungle. He has a 48% win rate. At this time, let's just read this. And I'm saying I did this achievement while playing a 48% win rate jungler. Imagine I was playing the broken champions like Hecarim, Udyr, who are meta every fucking patch. I'm playing Giga Nerf Wukong. And the reason why Hecarim and Udyr are meta every patch is because they have a very good clear speed. They get very high economy throughout the game, and they just ramp up a very high economy, right? So they have very strong stats. Let's see, are there any more patches? So patch 12.20. I'm glad he got this 80 increase. This is because basically he's incentivized to cancel his ult to do another auto Q. So increasing the 80 in his ult so that he can ult for longer makes more sense with his champion's identity. Right, so at this point in the patches, I'm complaining about how bad Wukong is, right? I'm playing Wukong jungle, he's at 48% win rate, like, wow, this champion sucks. I'm not sure why I'm playing him. This is just a champion I have high mastery on, right? So then what does Riot do to a champion that has a 48% win rate? They say, let's nerf 3 aspects of him on the same patch. They nerf his base AD, which affects his jungle, because you auto-attack the jungle camps. They increase his W cooldown. I'm actually kind of fine with this change a little bit for the last tier of W, but this is just way too high of a cooldown, man. You cannot have a 22-second cooldown on a basic ability. Like, that's disturbing. And they reduced his attack speed, which also affects his jungle clear. So they just did 3 major nerfs to him for no fucking reason. There's no reason why this patch had to happen. So this is where the champion goes into the gutter. When was patch 13.7? This was April 5th. So this is Wukong was basically killed on this patch. Like, he was already weak, but now he's killed. He's terrible. He's gonna go from 48% from these previous patches to now 45% or less, right? Every patch. He's gonna be one of the top 5 worst junglers. And he's been that way for 8 months since this patch, right? He's terrible. And what does Riot do to a champion who's fucking terrible, who has a 46% win rate? They nerf him even more. Let's get him down to 45%. Let's get him down to 43% in Master Plus Elite play sometimes. It's hovers around 45%. So it makes no fucking sense, right? That's disturbing. Let's see it. Who's balancing the game? This is Riot Frox Zon. Sounds such a bizarre fucking name. Let's see. Let's see what he has to say.
I've been stuck at like plat 1 D4 level for like quite a while now.
Do you
Which
get
is
the play
like
mod?
not great. So the problem is that I get home and I'm very tired. And so I have like 1 day a week where I get to try hard essentially, and it's contingent on my sleep. I'm like a very like sleep. I can notice you guys talk about like expressing your best self, right? It's like I feel like if I get below 8 hours of sleep, I can't play properly. And also there's just some things where it's like I don't play with sound because I get overwhelmed.
This is the person who's balancing the game. This person is fucking terrible. He's D4 Emerald his entire career. He doesn't play with sound. Like, dude, it's like your head is fucking underwater. How are you that fucking bad at the game? Do you understand the concept of an audio cue? Like, this is who's balancing the game. People don't even play with sound on. Jesus fucking Christ, man. These people who balance the game suck. Like, I'm so glad we have head of diversity who's getting a salary. Like, what the fuck does that do? Like, can we pay people to balance the game? And then here we have Riot August. This is the person who reworked Wukong. I think at one point he was pretty good. I think Diamond 1 Season 6 was pretty good. But since then, he's completely fallen off a cliff. He sucks at the game. These are the people who are balancing it. Like, if you literally get paid a salary to balance the game, I would hope you're at least Master Plus. Like, you should definitely be within the top 1%, 0.5%. You should be an expert on the game. If you're literally getting paid. Okay, this is Riot Brightman. He's literally the head of fucking Summoner's Rift. This is who is making the decisions about like elemental dragons. He's making like a lot of big decisions, right? He's literally bronze. Bro, my first season of playing a MOBA, I played League. I hadn't played any. I had no PC gamer experience. I was gold. In my first season, I was like 14 years old. So this adult male who's had an entire lifetime of experience can't even get to gold? Bro, it's been 7 years. He doesn't even play the game, but he's like has such a big influence on the game, right? Here's Riot Phlox, who seems to be a shake-up player. He's playing jungle. He's fucking diamond. These players just aren't good, right? And they're making decisions. They're fucking terrible. These people don't consult high elo players whenever they balance champions. For example, Azap for the Vel'Koz situation recently. I'm not gonna go into that, but if you know about it, you know about it. So how do you even contact these people? Like, how do you express your concerns? So here's Riot Frox on Twitter. They just tweet. They just tweet on Twitter. So people reply, and they don't respond to me. Here's me screenshotting Wukong jungle. I'm like, please fix the champion. Believe me, I've made like 20 replies. They don't respond. So this is an example. This shows who's playing the champion in Hilo. But this shows 3 servers: NA, Korea, EU West. We have Air Flash, J, C, CR. They're playing like top lane, right? The highest ranking jungle player on these 3 servers is I Am Weasel at 360 LP. So there's no challenger jungle players, there's no grandmaster jungle players on these servers. And the champion is basically unplayable in Hilo. Like you see 2 challenger for top lane and then just master. No one in Hilo is playing, right? Let's look at a more popular champion like Jarvan. Look at how many challenger players are playing Jarvan. Challenger, grandmaster, grandmaster. Like fucking 30, it feels like, right? And then let's look at like Bel'Veth, for example. Challenger, like grandmaster. So many people playing the meta champions in Hilo. Armal's the GOAT, right? So sort by win rate, right? Tier list, jungle, win rate. Ivern. Let's do a bit of an Ivern rant. Let's look at Ivern's win rate every patch. So 53.5, 52, 54, 52. Like this champion does not get nerfed. Same with like Rengar, for example. These champions do not get nerfed. Alright, maybe it's Master Plus had the bizarre fucking win rate. Okay, let's do Master Plus. 53, 52, 53, 50, 53. So Wukong has enough sample size, right, that you can determine that he's fucking terrible. This champion is so bad, and I think Riot is just the most incompetent company. I hope these people get fired. I'm calling for their firing. These people fucking suck at balancing the game. Now, obviously, these people may not have anything to do with it, but you know, the writers I specifically talked about need to fucking resign. These players fucking suck. I don't know how you're so shit at game design that you can't go into a win rate and just search by ascending win rate for 8 months. It's been 8 months. You know, maybe he gets better in the preseason once the mythics are removed. I don't think so. It's bizarre. It's just me, bro. Like it's just me and a few other jungle players that are playing him in Hilo. Good luck, guys. Good luck.